lighting up the Opera House sales for the coronation, you said this was a cost decision. It costs between $80,000 and $100,000 to light up the Opera House sales. Why does it cost so much to put lights on the Opera House?
Look, I can't break down those costs for you. Obviously, they're the indicative costs that I've been presented with about the lighting up of the Opera House. It's got to do with mainly the projection costs on such a big landscape or scale.
Is it really about the money, or is this just a situation where you didn't think it was appropriate or worth doing?
Look, at the end of the day, I've made a decision that we need to protect government money. We need to protect taxpayer money in particular. Obviously, these are changes to the constitutional arrangements in Australia and the UK, and that's important for many people, but I don't think and didn't believe it met the threshold for lighting up the Opera House, given how much it costs, given the fact that in 2012, the Opera House was lit up about 23 times in a year, and we're up to over 70 times a year now, or 70 days a year, and that was only increasing. So the requests coming into government were increasing. It was for a whole range of events, trivial matters like visiting soccer teams, to important heroic events for the state, which I think are important to commemorate on the side of the Opera House. At the end of the day, we've got to make decisions that we believe protect the taxpayer money, while obviously recognising important dates for the state.
So if it is 70 times, if it did hit 70 times a year and that's running into the millions of dollars, what do you think is a reasonable number, or does it come down to a judgment call of what you think is appropriate?
Look, it largely comes down to a judgment call, but I just make the point that the government hasn't only rejected this particular advice in relation to the King's coronation. There are other community groups, religious organisations that have lobbied the New South Wales government to light up the Opera House for religious celebrations or other cultural events. And, I don't want to detail them to risk offence to those organisations. I don't think it's fair to them. But I do believe it's important to protect taxpayer money, and frankly, I think it was just being lit up too often.
Is this the way it's going to keep going forward, though? Like, every time someone makes an application, the Premier has to weigh in on, like, shouldn't there be a more formal framework in how these things work?
Actually, we are looking at a formal framework in relation to the process by which the Opera House is lit up. And I want to make it clear, I think the Opera House is for Australia and Australians, for important events and achievements that they've been able to accomplish, and international events where Australia needs to project solidarity with another country, like, for example, 9/11 or the invasion of Ukraine, or events that are taking place in Sydney. Now, that's a lot. That's plenty of events that meet that criteria, but I don't think we can light it up every week or multiple times a week.
How are you feeling about the first